You're watching ABC7 News at 5.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. Jacqueline has the evening off. Our top story, history made overnight. The first face-to-face meeting of an American president and the dictator of North Korea. President Trump shaking hands with Kim Jong-un, a man he once mocked and who mocked him back, but now says they can have a terrific relationship. ABC's Serena Marshall joins us live now from Washington with the story. Serena?
Good afternoon. President Trump is currently en route back from Singapore to D.C., and he just tweeted, "Truly amazing visit. Great progress was made." Both leaders hailing the trip a success and progress forward. But on Capitol Hill, Republicans and Democrats say the key here will be actions and not words.
It was a short meeting, but a historic handshake. A U.S. president and a North Korean dictator meeting for the first time, striking a deal.
And decided to leave the past behind. The world will see a major change.
And the two leaders moving past insults of Little Rocket Man and Dotard, striking a new relationship, telling ABC's George Stephanopoulos exclusively.
I do trust him, yeah. Now, will I come back to you in a year and you'll be interviewing? I'll say, gee, I made a mistake. That's always possible.
North Korea said they are committed to a complete denuclearization of the Korean peninsula. In exchange, the president guaranteeing their security. The deal not dissimilar to past agreements. In 2005, 5 other countries, including the U.S. and South Korea, agreed to provide aid to Pyongyang in exchange for an end to their nuclear efforts. But just a year later, the North tested their first nuclear weapon. And while the president maintains,
we haven't given up anything.
There is no verification process outlined in the deal at all. The U.S., however, will be ending joint U.S.-South Korea military preparedness drills. The president even calling those drills.
We will be stopping the war games. They're tremendously expensive.
And while there was no mention of human rights, even though a 2015 UN report found their infamous prison camps rampant with torture, rape, and executions, the president did pitch tourism.
Where the doors of opportunity,
complete with a Hollywood-style trailer.
I said, boy, look at that bridge. Wouldn't that make a great condo?
Members of Congress remain skeptical, and they're demanding that this deal receives congressional approval. That's something Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said last week they would do. Live in Washington, Serena Marshall, ABC News. Now back to you.
Serena, thank you. Here at home, for the first time since Sarasota County Schools decided to create a district police force, district administrators and local law enforcement sat down to talk about school safety. Going into today's meeting, the district's goal was to have its police force up and running by the start of the school year in August and have its own officers in place. The superintendent planned to have local law enforcement fill in the holes. Today, the sheriff and police chiefs expressed that they need more notice. So now the plan has flipped. The district and local law enforcement are now planning on having law enforcement officers in every school at the start of the year in case the district has not hired enough officers yet.
Timing has been the biggest stressor to me, quite honestly. And what I heard this morning is an offer from our local partners to say, let us start the school year in all of your elementary schools, and when your force is ready, you can relieve us of that responsibility.
Even though the superintendent was very aggressive in his mannerisms and comments about not needing the sheriff's office services, I answer to the community, not to the superintendent. And I'm going to make sure the elementary schools are safe. You're with me as well.
Coming up tonight at 7, ABC7's Jess Dowdrick will have more on the school security decision today, and school board member Bridget Ziegler will join Alan Cohn at the Trapezoid. Tonight, new details in a murder investigation involving a transgender couple in Sarasota County. The defendant, Jessica Winkler, appearing in court this morning for a motion hearing. She's accused of murdering her wife, Rhiannon Leyendecker. A judge deeming Winkler competent to stand trial. Winkler will return to court at the end of July for a motion hearing. Then a judge will set a trial date, which will likely take place sometime next year. A Manatee County man is facing multiple charges after sheriff's deputies say he beat a woman. Deputies say Jermaine Anderson and his ex-girlfriend got into a fight outside of a 5th Street corner market in Bradenton last night. Anderson is accused of punching the woman in the face and kicking her and then taking off on his bike. Deputies were then called to Anderson's home for a report of a burglary. They say they found Anderson trying to start the victim's car. While trying to run away, a canine bit Anderson's leg. He now faces multiple charges, including burglary, attempted grand theft auto, and domestic battery. Customers looking for their morning coffee at a Starbucks on Clark Road in Sarasota had to look elsewhere this morning. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office says it's investigating a possible burglary there. Employees arrived to an alarm going off at 5 a.m. Deputies put up crime tape around the business and employees waited outside the restaurant. Remember to keep up with the latest crimes and breaking news happening across the area, as well as your First Alert weather forecast. Download our apps. You can find them under WWSB or My Suncoast on your app store. Let's get a check now on our First Alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with news of some storms around today.
Yeah, a little excitement, Scott, going on with some of the cells, which can happen during this time of year when we get these convergence bands set up where we have outflow boundaries and west winds, sea breeze really kicking in. We get a little twist in the atmosphere and sometimes water spouts can develop. I think this was a water spout for the most part. We'll show you that video right now with this cell that blew up. This video shot and sent into by Ken Carpenter. Again, Ken Carpenter getting this near East Bradenton. This location right around State Road 64 and Lorraine Road. That's east of I-75 in Manatee County. You can see that rope-looking funnel cloud, which does reach all the way down past below the tree level there. So I would suspect this was more than likely a water spout. It possibly could have been just a funnel cloud, but looked at a rather impressive water spout it was. Now, we do have the pictures and video on our Facebook page, my Facebook page, as well as ABC7's. You want to check the whole video out, you can do that there. Again, the storms are rather intense at times, and now those are starting to weaken and push into Hillsborough County. But the outflow boundary, and you can see it quite clearly as you'll see it emerge from here. There it is now heading off to the east. This one's going to be getting rather active as it passes off to the east, and one heading to the south now, generating some showers into Sarasota. Also into now west of I-75, we're starting to see some rainfall there as well, and some lightning strikes heading to Bradenton. This has a gentle push toward the west, so northwest Bradenton, you're not out of the woods quite yet, but it may dissipate before it reaches you. Well, more in our forecast. Take a look at the tropics coming up in just a few minutes. Scott?
All right, Bob, thank you. Today marks 2 years since a gunman walked into the Pulse nightclub and killed 49 people in Orlando. One of the first victims identified was Eddie Sotomayor, a Sarasota native. Today, his best friend held a memorial service at Sarasota City Hall to remember Eddie and the other lives lost. ABC7's Taylor Torgano is live there now with the story today. Taylor?
Good evening, Scott. The roses and candles that were just inside have since been collected after the remembrance of a man many called loving, kind, and charismatic. His family, it meant a ton to for the short and simple but meaningful remembrance.
In 2 years, it feels like it was yesterday, but like I was saying, time doesn't really heal wounds.
Time ticks on, but the pain of losing her brother remains.
Those people were loved ones. Those were moms, dads, sisters, brothers. So anytime we can celebrate the life of people, and, that's what we want to do here today. We want people to never forget, the horrific events of June 12th.
June 12th, 2016, 34-year-old Eddie Sotomayor was at Pulse nightclub with his partner, Lewis, who had stepped outside just before the shots rang out. Perhaps his final act, sending a text to Lewis telling him to stay safe outside of the club. Moments later, inside the club, Eddie was shot and killed. Today, Eddie's best friend of 16 years tells us that's the kind of person Eddie was.
He was a good person, a kind person with a heart, but he didn't wear it on his sleeve, but he wasn't afraid to show it to you.
It's why Rob McGovern organized this memorial to remember Eddie. A red bouquet for him, a blue for his family's hope and healing, and a rose for each of the 48 others whose lives were taken that night.
Well, I think as time goes by, the hate and the anger will go away, and we can concentrate on the memories and the love and, the times that we shared. But as those fade, so does the event, and so does the people who lost their life. So this is my way of starting the ball rolling and keeping it rolling to make sure that, those people are not lost.
A gesture Eddie's family greatly appreciates.
I don't know, it's just hard. I think the message is and will always be that hate's never going to win. It just won't. So love people and hate will not win.
Now, Rob McGovern tells us he chose City Hall in order to include the vice mayor and make sure it was an official Sarasota remembrance for his friend. He says he plans to do this every year. I'm live at City Hall. Taylor Torgano, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Taylor, thank you so much. ABC7 business commentator Richard Stern joins us now with some reaction on Wall Street from what happened in Singapore.
or perhaps some non-reaction. The bad news is we didn't go up. The good news is we didn't go down. The reality is we didn't go anywhere. And believe me, we didn't go anywhere. How's less than 2 points? Yes, in fact, less than 2 points. The Dow traded in a relatively narrow range for the day. The NASDAQ set another record, ho-hum. We seem to be doing that almost every day. And now that Singapore is behind us, now we can look to Washington, D.C. The Fed is meeting today and tomorrow, and it's pretty much fait accompli that at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, the Fed will announce an increase in interest rates of 0.25%. So stay tuned, but looks like a done deal. Let's take a look at the numbers. And I didn't lie, look at that. The Dow is down by 1.58%, closing at 25,320.73. That on volume of 844 million shares. There's a record for the NASDAQ, up almost 0.6%, 44 points at 7,703.79. That on heavy volume of 2,302 million shares. And the S&P, well, up, but just a little bit, not quite 0.2%, just under 5 points at 2,786.85. Well, did you ever think that Weight Watchers would think it would be a good idea to be overweight? The answer is yes. The answer is yes if, in fact, you're looking at J.P. Morgan and what its rating for the stock was. They said we should overweight the stock because things are getting better and better. It's hard to believe it can get much better. The stock has been up 96% in the last 12 months. Much of that, of course, having to do with that lady, Oprah Winfrey. Oprah owns 8% of the stock, and it's been magic ever since she walked in the door. She is also certainly on the board of directors, and the stock today was up by 5%, and the target stock for the price is over $100 a share, that according to J.P. Morgan. So overweight worked for Weight Watchers, at least it did today. Probably not all the time, but it certainly did work today.
Yeah. And the magic touch of Oprah.
No question about that.
Well, you've got a tax digest for our viewers, right?
A lot of people are very confused about the changes for 2018. We have kind of a mini version of trying to help people figure out exactly what is going on. And if we can take a look there, you see if you'd like a copy, just send an email to the Stern Group at rwbaird.com. Again, the Stern Group at rwbaird.com, or call our office 941-906-2838, 906-2838. There's a lot of good information in here, and I'm sure our viewers will hopefully get some good information from it.
Okay. Richard, thanks so much.
You're very welcome.
Still to come tonight in your Suncoast News, Marine Lab is asking for Sarasota County's help to fund its new aquarium. And Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan is continuing to monitor the tropics. He'll be back with an update also on our thunderstorm activity this afternoon, and a shocking warning about ticks after a mother's terrifying discovery.
The ABC7 Stock Report is sponsored by Sunset Cadillac.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now, during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to a premium finish. Schedule your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or go to californiaclosets.com.
You want a Maserati, but you need an SUV. Why not have both? Levante, the Maserati of SUVs.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Sarasota Oxygen and Cpap is the largest locally owned Cpap supply company in the area. Is it time to replace your old equipment? The staff at Sarasota Oxygen and Cpap can show you the most up-to-date Cpap equipment and supplies to meet your sleep apnea needs, including portable travel devices and the SoClean automatic Cpap sanitizer. We serve all of Southwest Florida, giving the highest quality of care with the finest Cpap equipment. Please visit our website, sarasotacpap.com.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now, during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to a premium finish. Schedule your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or go to californiaclosets.com.
Nathan Benderson Park is a great site for movement and exercise, and in a few years, it will also be a place to exercise your brain. Moat Marine Lab wants to build and operate an education center on the park's property. ABC7's Erica Jackson joins us now to share how this can help local students. Erica?
Scott, good evening. It took 5 years of in-depth research and analysis. Moat Marine Laboratory has decided Nathan Benderson Park will be the best site for its science education aquarium. Now, Moat staff needs Sarasota County's help to make it a reality. Today, Moat sent in a formal request to the county to secure a long-term lease for 9 acres of land to build and operate the facility. They're also asking for $20 million in financial support solely for the project's construction. County commissioners approved the concept for some type of long-term arrangement and some level of significant financial support from the county's tourist development tax. Moat wants to make sure students at every school have the opportunity to learn about marine science, research, and STEM fields.
Science is the attraction. It's going to be very, very different than any other kind of aquarium that you would expect, because the primary mission of Moat is scientific research.
Now, Moat plans to provide 3 teaching labs to all local schools free of charge. The goal is to break ground on the project in 2019 with plans to open in 2021. Scott, Bob?
All right, thank you, Erica. Pretty exciting plans for Moat Marine.
Yeah, science. Love science, man. Yeah, it gets people interested in science, and then you never know what can happen after that. We're interested in the weather today, water spouts. I want to thank all the people, too, who sent in pictures and photos and even video to my email address, as well as pics@mysuncoast.com. We really appreciate that, because it's kind of a chance to get everyone else involved as well out there in the community and let them know what's happening. Viewer photos sent in. Here's just a couple of them. This is from Warren Brittingham, a Manatee River. Look at that. That's a water spout, looking at it and just kind of looking at it and just seeing it. He's looking toward the Manatee River there, and that kind of thin feature usually is indicative of a water spout. And since it's so long and all the way down past the tree level there, I would consider that not a funnel, but a water spout. It wasn't around very long either. Mike sending this one in from State Road 64 and Lorraine Road, again looking toward the Manatee River. Lakewood Ranch, we had some nice day today, lots of sunshine, and then here comes the rain, mainly inland again, but though we're starting to see some storms developing again west of I-75 now with a little outflow boundary. High pressure still at the surface, that's dominating our weather in the morning with lots of sunshine. Still that little weak disturbance in the Gulf, kind of giving us that westerly flow and westerly component, which allows us to see more inland storms, and that's what we're seeing, these kind of shift off to the east now. And they are weakening. Still some rainfall though in Bradenton, trying to get out toward northwest Bradenton, but there it is. It's already starting to feed that way along State Road 64. There's West Bradenton, Riverview Boulevard getting some rainfall, and you can see some lightning strikes there. And the rainfall rate was pretty heavy too, now 1.5 inches per hour. These storms getting right to the level of producing lightning. You can see a few lightning strikes there. Typically in our afternoon thunderstorm pattern, we get them up to 40,000 to 50,000 feet. And this one not generating as much lightning because it's below that 30,000 foot level. You have to get above that cold air to get that lightning generated. Duet getting some rainfall now as well. well. Some of the outflow generated a few isolated showers, but we're counting on just a 20% chance for a few evening showers tonight. Most of that action should be winding down around 9 o'clock. And then tomorrow there's a chance for a few coastal showers right near the morning as that sea breeze gets to working into the inland areas. You'll see those kind of meet in the middle where the storms will be heavier tomorrow afternoon into central Florida. And then pretty much the same story for Thursday with those showers pushing off toward the east. Well, in the tropics, we're watching this area of disturbed weather. Also, get a look at Bud out here. This is a Category 3 hurricane. 2 Category 3s within 3 days, which is hasn't happened in many, many decades out there in the Pacific. But we're watching this. It looks like it only has a 20% chance developing as it moves off toward the west-northwest. A better chance once it gets in the southwest Gulf of Mexico, but it won't have much chance to develop due to the fact that it won't be over water all that long. But this is a very impressive looking hurricane. It was a little bit more so yesterday, but top winds are at 115 now. So it has, again, right there at Category 3 status, but it is weakening and will continue to weaken, but bring heavy rainfall into Mexico, the Baja Peninsula there, as well as into the southeast United States. 84 degrees right now. Tomorrow's forecast does call for a few scattered storms again in the afternoon. Not everyone's going to get in the act, but there'll be a few around. And it looks as though we'll see similar conditions on Thursday. That rain chance not all that high as a result of that high pressure around and also that westerly flow. 97 for a high tomorrow in Dallas, a bit cooler over the northeast. Boston at 76. 81 in Asheville. For boaters tomorrow, northeast winds turn to the west at 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be running 1 to 2 feet with a light chop out there in the bays and inland waters. 7-day forecast then. Slight chance for showers on Tuesday, Wednesday, a little bit better for afternoon storms, but they'll be inland, and most of them, and then a 20% chance on Thursday. The weekend, calling for 40% on Saturday, 30% on Sunday. It looks like a pretty good weekend again. Could it be 3 in a row? Scott, back to you.
All right, Bob, thanks so much. Let's check first alert traffic. Right now we're seeing some traffic backed up as you head north on Interstate 75. This is between State Road 70 and State Road 64 to the north. All those northbound lanes slow going at this hour, but if you're heading south, no problem tonight. In health news this evening, treating the symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder. There are service dogs trained to calm and soothe the symptoms of PTSD, especially the feeling that stress brings on. The stress hormone cortisol is actually lower in those with PTSD because their brains have overloaded it so often they've stopped producing it. In a recent study, saliva tests showed that veterans with a service dog had a higher, more normal cortisol output in the morning compared to those who did not. The dog decreased anxiety, sleep disturbances, as well as alcohol use in those with PTSD. Now to a new alert about ticks. After a mother's terrifying discovery, her 5-year-old daughter was temporarily paralyzed from a bite. She rushed her to the hospital after noticing a tick on her head. Tests came back confirming the culprit was the tick. Tick paralysis, it's called, can be caused by a toxin spread to humans by certain types of ticks. While rare, it's most likely to occur in children. Now, once the tick was removed, the girl's paralysis symptoms subsided, and she's now back to normal. Coming up, a car is left dangling off the side of a parking garage. How the driver ended up in that scary situation. And why a police officer is receiving an award for a heroic act.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Hello, Mom.
Amanda's mom's appointment just got rescheduled for today. Amanda needs right at home. Our customized care plan provides as much or as little help as her mom requires, whether it's a ride to the doctor or help around the house.
Oh, of course. Tom, I am really sorry. I've got to go.
Look, call right at home. Get the right care right at home.
If you think it's hot outside, just wait until you see even hotter savings inside. Only at Rugs As Art Hot Summer Savings Sale event will you find the lowest prices on a vast selection of stunning rugs, furniture accents, and accessories. This special event only happens once a year, so hurry in before the best selections are gone. The Hot Summer Savings event ends soon, so don't miss out on the best prices ever. Rugs As Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Impreza is an IIHS top safety pick for 11 years running. Lease a new Subaru Impreza today for just $155 a month. Or get 0% financing with 0 down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
ABC7 is the most watched, most trusted news source on the Suncoast, and we owe it all to you, our loyal viewers. Thank you for making us #1.
A dangling car in a parking garage has been moved to safety after hanging there for more than an hour. Firefighters say the incident happened Monday morning in Santa Monica, California. The Honda's driver apparently crashed through a gate and dangled off the 4th floor with the driver's door open. Fire officials say fortunately no one was hurt. An Illinois police officer was receiving a life-saving award today because of the heroic act you're about to see. Last month, Sergeant Manio's dash cam captured a shocking sight. It was a toddler running all by himself along a busy highway. The sergeant pulled over immediately, began chasing the boy who ran away from him. At one point, a large truck can be seen passing just within a few feet of the 1-year-old child. Sergeant Menino quickly caught up with the boy, pulled him out of harm's way. He had apparently left his home without his mom seeing him and then ran off. Well, still to come in your Suncoast News, new details in that deadly Gator attack in South Florida. What officials are now saying about the lake where that woman was found dead. Plus, the city of Sarasota's plan to protect Lido Beach shoreline when the project is expected to begin.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now, during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to a premium finish. Schedule your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or go to californiaclosets.com.
Get to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota for big savings during the Jeep Celebration event. Shop the area's largest selection of new 2018 Jeep Wranglers, or get the most awarded SUV of all time, a new Jeep Cherokee, for as little as $19,999. Find the path to your next great adventure in the all-new Jeep Compass for just $17,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 4 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317, go online, or visit a Target store today.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now, during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to a premium finish. Schedule your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or go to californiaclosets.com.